Welcome. If you're here, you probably clicked on the IRC link on the Films by Kris website, or you went to filmsbykris.com/IRC. And hopefully, if you came here, it's because you want to come and hang out with us and talk with us. This is also a great place to ask questions. As I say in most of my videos, comments on YouTube or trying to send me a private message on YouTube or other routes of trying to get a hold of me are bad ways to get a hold of me. I do not check my private messages on YouTube very often, nor do I check the comments very often, and they are not a great place for having ongoing conversations trying to solve a problem. They're just not suitable for that, and I get so many questions through there that I just don't bother checking them very often or really at all. So if you have a question, this is a great place to go. There's a link above that will bring you to a web-based interface for the IRC channel. And excuse me, and that's a great place to get started. I do recommend that if you come to the IRC channel that you come there to hang out and be part of the community. If you come in there to ask a question, don't expect an answer right away. A lot of people come in, ask a question, after a minute or two they leave without getting an answer. This is an IRC channel, not a help chat line. The people in there are in there to hang out. They aren't getting paid. I don't get paid. We're in there just to learn from each other. So if you have a question, we're glad to help you, but we may not be right at the computer right then and there. There's about 10 people currently that are regulars in the IRC channel. They're logged in 24/7, most of them. They have been for a year or two now. And although they're logged in all the time, they're not necessarily right at the computer, right at the keyboard. I try to come in there at least once or twice a day, see what's going on, just whatever my schedule fits into it. Same with other people. So you've asked a question, you may not get an answer right away. It might be 5, 10, 15 minutes, an hour, it might be a couple of hours. There are different times of the day where the channel is a little more busy, and that'd be a better time to ask your question. But come in, ask the question, and stick around. Don't ask the question and leave. If we can answer your question, or at least point you in the right direction, we do that. I do also ask that if you have a question, try Googling it first, and see if you can get a response from Google. But we are more than glad to help you. Also, if we are not able to help you, there are other IRC channels. If you have a question about Python, there's a Python IRC channel. If you have a question about Pygame, I bet you there's a Pygame IRC channel. If you have a question about HTML5, I bet you that there's an HTML5 channel on the IRC. So, feel free to come in and ask us a question. If we can answer it, that's another option. And hopefully they can help you there. But I do hope that you don't just go there and leave us. If you come to the IRC channel, come to be part of the community. Come and log in, come and hang out with us every day. We learn so much from each other. We have different people in different fields of work. We have people that do photo work. We have people that are web designers. We have people who are system admins. We have some people that just like to code as a hobby. And so we all bring a lot of stuff to the table and we learn from one another. So it'd be great to have you and your experiences in there. Whether you know a lot or a little on subjects, what you have can help somebody. Now, as far as being logged in 24/7, the web interface that is in the link above is not the best place. In fact, it's not a great interface if you're going to be using the IRC channel regularly. I do recommend getting yourself a regular IRC client. If you like GUI's, XChat is a great one. And if you prefer a shell text-based one I like using is spelt IRSSI. I believe it's pronounced, according to the Wikipedia page, IRC. IRC? I never really tried to pronounce it, even though I've been using it for years, but I looked up before I watched this video, and I believe that's how you say it, IRC. But it's IRSSI is the one I use. There's WeChat, and many other ones. When you come into the channel in the web interface above, ask the people in there, because everyone in the channel uses a different one, and some people have scripts that they wrote or found that you can add into them to add functionality, so they can give you recommendations and help you set it up. All the ones I recommended so far should be in the repositories for your distribution, if not already installed. One of the reasons I suggest using the shell one, a text-based one, is because you can set up a screen session and have that running all the time on a server that you can access, whether it be your computer, your desktop at home, whether you get a shell account somewhere on a server, or if you have something small like a Raspberry Pi. I personally use my Pogo plug, which I installed Debian on. You can also get small little routers, like this little $20 router, install Linux on there, and install a IRC client. Or if you have a router like a Linksys router or a Netgear router, you might already have the ability to install something like OpenWRT or DDWRT on there, which are lightweight versions of Linux for small ARM devices such as routers. You can upgrade your firmware on there and get a shell running, and then you can log in anytime from anywhere and access your IRC client that's already been running so you don't miss any of the conversation. So that's one option. Again, I also mentioned shell accounts that you can get. There are free shell accounts out there on the internet. If you just Google free shell accounts, you can find some. Also, if you come in and you do start hanging out and you get to know the people in the IRC channel, a lot of them are very friendly and a lot of them have resources you may not. And we have had in the past users that have their own servers set up, and if you become friends with them through the IRC channel, they might give you access to that and give you access to a shell on there, and that has happened in the past. So come in and get to know the people. They might be able to help you in more ways than just answering questions. So I think I'm looking at my notes here. I think I've gone over most of what I wanted to say. Again, come in, be part of our community, hang out with us all the time, ask your questions. Hopefully we can help you. If you have questions about setting up an IRC client that you can SSH into on different devices such as routers, Pogo plugs, Raspberry Pis, ask. Maybe someone in there can help you. Again, also, if you have a question, don't come in and ask looking for me. If you want to come in and thank me for my videos, which people do, and I do appreciate that, that's great. But don't come in and just specifically ask for me to ask me a question. Ask a question to everyone in the channel. Don't send me a private message asking me a question that's a technical question, because I'm going to just tell you, let's go to the main chat room, the main IRC, which is #Films by Kris on the Freenode server, if I haven't said that already. And that will allow everyone to answer your question, not just me, because it's not about me, it's about us. It's about the community and how we can help each other. And again, remember, these people in here, including myself, we don't get paid for being in here. We come in here because we learn from each other and we want to help other people. So if you come in, as always, be nice. Ask your questions nice. If we can't answer, we're going to do our best. If you don't like the answers, I'm sorry, but be nice about it. So again, these people, including myself, can probably help you out in more ways than just answering questions. And a lot of people in here, other than one person in here, I've only met one of them in person. The rest of them I have never actually physically met, but I've known for a year or two now through the IRC channel. And we don't always agree on stuff, on how things should be done, but we definitely are up for listening to each other. So I thank you for visiting this channel. I hope you do click on the link above to get to the web interface, which is also a great way to quickly get to it if you're not at your main computer where maybe you have your client. But definitely come in there and just be part of the community again. Thank you, and I hope that you have a great day.